The Harlem-based Berry and Ross Company became the first large-scale manufacturer and distributor of black dolls. They created Berry's famous brown-skin dolls. Evelyn Berry and Victoria Ross, residents of Harlem, New York, were founders of Berry and Ross Company in 1918. The company was completely owned and operated by minority black Americans. From the beginning, these savvy women of business knew what it took to start and finance a business. They incorporated and began with a capital stock investment of $10,000, 2,000 shares at $5 each. These dolls served a social purpose. They came in many styles and sold for 25 cents to $15. To reach a wider market, dolls were produced with light brown, high brown, and mulatto skin tones. A Berry and Ross advertisement stated that Negroes did not want, quote, old-time, black-faced, red-lip Aunt Jemima colored dolls, but dolls well-made and truly representative of the race in hair and features, end quote. Black dolls became an anti-racist statement, reinforcing that blacks were respectable and attractive and instilling racial pride in black children. The firm's purpose was the manufacturing of quality black dolls with sizes and price ranges to sustain a toy division. They also made military dolls. But dolls and toys were seasonal items, mainly for holiday sales. Therefore, Berry and Ross diversified their line to keep the factory operative year-round, with clothing for men, women, and children. Newspaper articles highlighted them as one of the 3 large Negro manufacturing companies in the country at that time. Eventually, they expanded and acquired properties for a larger manufacturing site with plans for a retail store. Because the dolls were good quality, they appealed to both black and white children and were sold at large department stores in New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, and other cities. The aggressive founders were committed to best business practices. They employed 30 to 40 seamstresses, hired a sales team with an integrated clientele. They actively recruited sales agents. The company partnered with and advertised in the NAACP's Crisis newspaper, promoting doll and clothing sales. By selling only 4 subscriptions, you could earn a doll. The Crisis notes that race appreciation must be taught early. What better time than in childhood? Any little girl will love this big, beautiful brown doll. What better Christmas or birthday present could you give? Throughout their growth process, Berry and Ross focused on underpinning financial stability by selling stock and reaching as far as Africa for collaborations. Labeled pushy perhaps, they sold those stocks with payment arrangement plans. Start with a small down payment. One ad that ran in the Chicago Defender newspaper appealed to race support. It read, quote, an appeal to 12 million Americans. Your race is on trial. Upon you depends the verdict. This ad was to get investors to purchase Berry and Ross stocks. Unfortunately, best efforts aside, the company could not withstand the advent of the Depression and closed around 1929.